Hello and welcome to the Candid Cashflow podcast, episode 59. I'm your host, Ava Fails. Here we go. We're rolling into another episode, 59. So this week I'm going to talk about the 3 B's of entrepreneurship. And that's not 3 B's as in boy, that's 3 B's as in B-E. Like, be yourself. So that's what this week's going to be about. Before we get to that, though, I just wanted to kind of cover some housekeeping. So I realize I'm a little weak on my beginnings and endings to the show. Like, I get here and I have no idea what to say to begin with. Like Nick Loper of the Side Hustle Show says, what's up? This is Nick Loper. I've tried calling y'all cash flowers, which I decided was idiotic and that dudes probably didn't want to be called, a cash flower. Cashflow Nation, I don't really like, but whatever. So, that's why I'm a little weak on my beginnings and endings and whatnot. Like, I know, what I want to say in the body of the show, but when it comes to that small talk at the beginning and the end, my social awkwardness really kind of sticks out. So I just wanted you to know that I'm working on that part. Also, I want to invite you to, if you don't have time to listen now, then just know that the show is always available for you to listen to at candidcashflow.com/subscribe. You can also subscribe to the show there in your favorite listening app. There's links to Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and several more. So that is available to you. Also, I want you to know that the Candid Cashflow podcast is also in a state of transit. So I just launched a new format, as I mentioned in the first episode, which I think was episode 56, since I've been back from a year-long hiatus. So it's in transit, and what I mean by that is the Candid Cashflow podcast used to live on my main website at heyoava.com. So if you listen to old shows, you're going to hear that URL referenced a lot. In the meantime, I have bought candidcashflow.com, and I'm in the process of slowly moving that old content over to the new blog and updating the content as I go. So that's what I mean when I say it's in transit. So just know if you visit either website, that's not all there is. So we've got the heyoava.com and also candidcashflow.com. I'd also like to say thank you for 900 downloads. Actually, it was, I believe, 914 downloads to be exact for January 2020, which shattered my previous record by about 300 to 400 downloads. So I think people must like the new format. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe over the year there's just that many more podcast listeners. I don't know. I know that podcasting is still a growing medium, so I don't know what happened. I just know that I like it. So thank you so much for that. And I hope that I can continue to earn your subscribes, earn your listens, and thanks for spending your time on me. I very much appreciate it. Also, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my emails. So back in November of 2019, I started emailing my list every day, which I know sounds like, oh my gosh, an email every day. No thanks. But I feel like I'm sending out some pretty useful stuff to my list, and I'd like to invite you to subscribe to those. You can do so. Well, actually, you can see what everybody else is saying about them first, see what kind of stuff I send out, and just kind of get a feel for it. And if you like what you see, then you can subscribe at candidcashflow.com/email. Now let's jump into the 3 B's, as in BE, the 3 B's of entrepreneurship. There's a ton of people online. It makes it really difficult to stand out. As time goes forward, more and more people get access to the internet. And it's a really noisy place, especially if you're on social media at all. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So how can you stand out, like in a positive way, not in a train wrecky sort of way? How can you stand out? Well, I'm going to say you can stand out with the 3 B's of entrepreneurship, and those in short are be original, be authentic, and be consistent. So let's dig a little bit deeper into each one of those. So we'll start with being original. Now, me personally, I broke the mold. That's for sure. I broke it hard. You're hard pressed to find anybody else on this planet like me. I can promise you that. And, that comes natural to me. It's my default just to be myself. Trying to be someone else was just never anything that I was interested in trying to do. It's too hard. And, I'm a path of least resistance kind of girl. So it was just never something that I felt like I needed to do. Imitation, contrary to popular belief, isn't always the finest form of flattery. Sometimes it's just a person pretending to be someone else, and trying to be someone else won't bode well for you in online business, where there's already a buffer between you and your audience. They don't know you in person. They can't have a real-time conversation with you, just as a regular means of communication, like, via email or a YouTube comment or a blog post comment or whatever. There's a breakdown in, tone of voice and things like that we as humans depend on to kind of deliver our authentic self to others. So it's just not going to bode well for your business. As the face of your own business, you must be authentic. More on that in a minute, but if you want to reach the next level, you definitely have to be an original. Being a follower will only get you so far. You'll come to a point where, you start to have to test things for yourself rather than just do, the step-by-step of what someone else is telling you. At some point, innovation kicks in, a transformation takes place, and you will go from follower to innovator. These are the results of being an original. It's eye-catching, it's endearing, and it will help you stand out from the other noise that's around you. Number 2, be authentic. Now, recently, I heard a copywriting coach speaking on a podcast about all of the people who were trying to hire him to help them be authentic. It reminded me of an epiphany that I had about social media in the last couple years. It occurred to me that the majority of people using social media are using it as a facade. They only post what they want others to see or what fits the narrative of who and what they want to portray. And I find myself confused in that inauthentic world, as I don't know how to be anything but what I really am. So whatever you do, be authentic. Being disingenuous will accomplish exactly nothing. If you're typically an authentic person, then you're miles ahead of everyone else around you who has forgotten how to be themselves, and you're going to get further in your business faster than people like that. So finally, this brings me to the last B in the 3 B's of entrepreneurship, and that is to be consistent. The secret key to the sacred lock of success is consistency. Even if you have no clue where to begin, what to do in your business, if you make a plan to do whatever that is consistently, whether it's, creating YouTube videos, writing blog posts, writing on medium.com, tweeting, whatever it is, if you make a plan to be consistent, you'll notice that most serious creators out there, so whether it's YouTube or podcasters, they have a schedule because they know that creating content consistently is step one in building an audience online. So people tend not to subscribe to you or follow you if you don't produce content on a regular basis. Nobody wants to subscribe to a YouTube channel that doesn't have any videos, you know? I mean, it's common sense. So I saw essentially no traction in my own business until I started my weekly podcast, until I started creating content on a consistent basis. So content might be king, but consistency is key. So those are the 3 B's of entrepreneurship, according to Ava of the Candid Cashflow podcast. And that's basically going to do it for the ideas behind this episode. So let's see if I can't wrap this up with some kind of an organized ending. Probably not, but we'll give it a try. I'd love for you to subscribe to my daily emails like I mentioned at the beginning. You can do so at candidcashflow.com/email. See what others are saying, kind of to evaluate whether or not that's something you want to do. You'll get access to my folder of useful PDFs, which includes all of the show notes to past episodes of the Candid Cashflow podcast, bonuses from past episodes, and if anybody's been around here for any length of time, they know that I'm the bonus queen. In the year that I produced the Candid Cashflow podcast before my 1-year hiatus, every episode shipped with at least 1 bonus, if not more. So you get all those in that folder of useful PDFs when you sign up for my email list. All the lead magnets that I've created. Usually if I have, older products and whatnot, it all ends up in that folder. And I have some stuff in there like 5 headline templates for more sales today, 50 motivational quote images for social media, my IFTTT mini course, an ebook called Easy Kindle Formatting Using Google Docs that'll show you how to format a Kindle book and publish it. Twitter Domination, that's my ebook all about Twitter, and a ton more. There's stuff from me in there, there's stuff from other people in there, and it's just, like I said, a folder of useful PDFs, and you'll get access to that by subscribing to my email list. So you can do that at candidcashflow.com/email. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the Candid Cashflow podcast so you don't miss my future money-making information, tips on saving money, tips on making money, all of that stuff, you can subscribe in your favorite listening app at candidcashflow.com/subscribe. And finally, if you want to connect with the Cashflow Nation, that's other listeners of the Candid Cashflow podcast, you can do so at candidcashflow.com/connect, where I've put all the social media links and that kind of stuff there for you. There's also a free Facebook group, etc., etc. So I'd love to see you around on the internet. As always, thanks for listening to this episode of the Candid Cashflow podcast. Remember, I release a new episode each Wednesday. Until next time, turning your passion into cash flow.